everything you know nothing. Why you don't know nothing? Because you don't know English. Sometimes what happens that you know, but you do not know how to express yourself. That's the problem. You hitch, you have hesitation, and this hesitation can go only through constant practice. So my advice to all of you is that please keep on practicing. You can be the best speaker in the world, provided you don't get disheartened. No one can speak correct English because it is not our native language. And I am very much sorry to say that we don't even speak correctly our mother tongue. Urdu speakers don't speak Urdu correctly. Sometimes I am ashamed for it. Hindi speakers do not speak Hindi correctly. Likewise, I have heard English people speaking English incorrectly. So we must continue learning English. And there are two things that we must always keep in mind. What to say and how to say. Most of us know what to say. Means the subject matter. But I'm sorry to say, most of us do not know how to say. So sometimes I know that you are going to tell me something about a particular topic. But once you start speaking, I'm unable to follow what you are going to say. And the main reason behind it is that you do not know how to express yourself. Sometimes you become too clumsy, sometimes you become very difficult, and sometimes you become very boring. Your vocabulary is not appropriate. What to say, how much to say, whether or not to say, you are unable to decide. So please keep it in mind that what you say is not as important as how to say. I don't say what to say is not important, it is, okay. But if you compare the two, you will come to realize the fact that how to say means the style, the way, the method. That is more important, because that is through which you impress the audience. You impress the hearer, the listener. You have vocabulary, you have the knowledge, but if you cannot communicate properly, I don't think you will be impressive at all. Another point is about pronunciation, talaffuz, uchcharan. In Urdu also, I keep on learning Urdu. Dr. Aslam knows it, he keeps on teaching me some of the words. And he corrects me. And I am thankful to him and friends like him. And I realize the fact that unless and until my pronunciation is correct, I will not be able to let you know what I want to say. And Urdu is a language which is meaningless unless and until this in English language. So my point is that we must keep in mind the right way of speaking words. Mr. Imran has been telling you that one of the words that the participant spoke, he just told that very time that this is not the correct pronunciation. The correctness or incorrectness depends upon the stress of that particular syllable. You call it police. There is no word like police in English. It's police. And if I keep on speaking like this, the time will roll on and you will get bored. But my only point is that we must keep in mind the stress, role of stress. That is very, very important. So these are the things that you have to keep in mind. Then there is intonation. In Hindi or in our native language, we कहाँ जा रहे हैं? क्या बात है? Simple. Where are you going? What's the matter? So this is intonation. When you have to raise your voice, when you have to lower it down. That plays a very prominent role. And this decides whether or not you are a good speaker. So in order that you should be a good speaker or you want to be a good speaker, you have to keep in mind all these important points. There are many points, but since we are all short of time, and I hope some of us must be knowing all these things beforehand, so I don't want to go into detail, except that I want to thank Mr. Imran Khan for having invited me here. Of course, I was not the deserving one to have been called here, but I'm really thankful to him that he has kept in mind a person like me to be here, and he made me a guest of honor. I am really thankful to you, and of course, my and to his participants, to his students. Thank you very much.
Now I would like Dr. Waqarul Hussain Siddiqui to give us a few of his precious time. Please be seated there, sir. It will be more convenient for you.
Shri S.L. Pandey, IAS, District Magistrate, Rampur. Dr. in Kiberi, and my doctor, real sense, Dr. Alok Singhal, and particularly Mr. Imran, and important people here who are present, ladies and gentlemen. Much has been said about English and its requirement and its necessity. I also share all these feelings of the speakers here. But one thing that I know that is very important, because we are living in an era of science and technology, and all these subjects globally are not possible unless English is correct or very profound knowledge of English is there with the boys and girls. So they must actually, I have found within 12 years here in Rampur that the percentage which was only 2% of the literacy next to Badaयूं, it has now gone to 6%, as DM Sahib has said. So I am very happy that the boys and girls, and particularly the parents, they are becoming very conscious of education. Particular education is very important. And then you come to languages and other things. Of course, any language is just a means of communication with anybody, particularly if he is not knowing his own language, then English comes to help him to converse or to understand whatever he wants to know or say. Therefore, English particularly, in an era of science and technology, is very important. And it must be learned, and not only from the highest level, but even from the lower level, this should be known. And particular engineering and other, all sorts of engineering is now there, whom to name, and they should be learned so that our country should progress. Although already we have made many, and reached many heights in science, particularly computer science, but in all other sciences, English is necessary. Therefore, only in short, I will say that it should be also taken as a necessity among education and in the young men particularly to learn English. I am grateful to Mr. Imran, and I want to repeat one thing that Dean Sahib has said, that NGOs of Rampur, they should come to help this institution, HELPLINE, because not only one man can, so how long he can go to do this service which he is doing, no doubt, in Rampur, but there should be his colleague also, and some other arrangements should be made so that this institution should flourish more and more. And I have seen in many cities of Indian, particularly Indian cities, that everywhere American English, learn American English, learn American English, or learn English, all this, everywhere is there. It means, you see, the consciousness is there, but is to be now exploited. Thank you.
And now, to finally wind up the program, and because Dr. Alok Singhal turned up late, so he is going to be the last one to speak. He should not consider it a punishment, actually. So, here we have Dr. Alok Singhal, who would enlighten you further.
I think it will be better for you, sir, to come over here to the podium. We want to see you as well.
I will not intervene. I will not take much time. Respected Chief Guest, DM Mr. Pandey, the Digi Sahab, Beri Sahab, and Mr. Imran and the district gathering. I always got surprised when I've been invited as the guest of honor by Mr. Imran. I don't know why. I never knew it. Anyway, I will say only three things. When you speak English, then don't be ashamed of your pronunciation. A little bit contradiction with Mr. Berry. Why? I have just for the mention, there is no other meaning by this. I have been to so many countries, and they speak their English in their own accent, in their own pronunciation, being ashamed of what is the actual British pronunciation. Because I have seen that if your pronunciation is wrong, why you think English nahi aati. No, nothing like that. They speak their own accent and pronunciation. Don't be ashamed. Try to learn. No, I agree with you. Try to learn. It's a good pronunciation, no problem. That will be a good thing. But once you learn English and you want to communicate in English, you can develop your own accent. I tell you frankly. And they do very well. Number two, you can know the difference between the South Indian person who is speaking the English and a North Indian who is speaking the English. Both speak English, they do the job, and both are successful. Number two, just not learn the English language. Try to develop a mental atmosphere of English. That will do better. Just knowing the meaning and sometimes humiliating someone by saying something. No, just try to develop an atmosphere in yourself that you are speaking English. Try to understand me what I mean to say. In that way, if you get an English atmosphere in your mind, then you can do better and you can impress better. And number three, when you choose learning English, your aims should be very clear for why, for what you are trying to learn English. Just to say that you can speak in English in the society, in the marriage parties and all these things, or there is some particular aim. You want to earn money, you want to serve your nation, whatsoever, or what is your ultimate aim. Then choose the type of the English that will benefit you in your future, in your progress, in your business, in your service, whatsoever you can. This is the only thing I meant to say. Be careful about the pronunciation, but don't be ashamed of it.